What up, guys, to We Don't Know Ball Basketball Edition here with Retro, Justin, and myself. How are you guys doing this week?
Chilling. I'm chilling. I haven't been able to keep up with that much because free agency, but I've been keeping up a little bit. I'm ready to talk about some stuff. I'm ready.
I am sore. My body hurts.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, unlike Retro, I'll give context.
That's
My
funny.
context is me and my travel team played a tournament this weekend, went 5-0, absolutely dog walking everybody that showed up. Basically just mediocrity on the other side of the field against us, and it was really long day, really cold, played on turf. 3-hour drive there and back, there all day. 4 a.m. to got home around 2 a.m. It was a long day, hard fought. It was good to be out with my boys for the first time this year, and in 3 weeks we're heading to Ohio to take on another one. So I'm excited.
Yeah, also, the other context is exactly what you think it was, audience. Anyway, Jules, continue.
Welcome to Ram Ranch.
Okay.
All right. So this week in basketball is very interesting, and we'll get into the biggest story that came out on March 6th that I believe is arguably the best day in basketball this year. But we'll talk about the story, the elephant in the room first. Jason Tatum's return, and for Tatum. He had a good game. He had 15, 12, and 7. And the capacity crowd finally let loose when he got that put back dunk and then that sidestep corner three, that vintage Jason Tatum shot that obviously, the shot diet is whatever. However, the context is now is this the team that's going to come out of the East with Tatum's return?
I mean, first off, I want to say thank you, Jason Tatum, for returning, because now Cade doesn't have the most atrocious shot diet in the league. That's the beauty of you being back. It saves a little bit of Cade slander, not a lot. We're still watching you, Cade. Please do not be CJ Stroud of the NBA, because that's where it's heading right now.
W comparison.
I was going to say that's actually two on the
as
nose.
far as I'm concerned. Hey Jules.
Yo. What's up?
Who did I say was coming out of the East the day after the finals? Who did I say would come out of the East? It didn't matter who was injured, who wasn't. Who did I say would come out of the East and who's back? Their team held off long enough to get him back for the year. He came back a little bit earlier than expected. Yes, the Celtics are still the best team in the East. Team, not record, team. Don't care about, again, I'll blow smoke out anybody that wants to say it. Not moved by the James Harden move. They will collapse. I'm not moved by the Pistons. They're a great young regular season team. I want that one to be clear. Great young regular season team. Give them another year to put it together. 76ers have slipped. They slipped and fell all the way down the stairs like Joel Embiid, and that's why he's on so many fucking injury reserve minutes. Toronto collapsed for a month. That kind of hurt them a little bit. I'd really love to say I'm forgetting another top team, but New York, fuck you, and all your people, fans, everything under the sun. Your team sucks. You're frauds. Brunson's not a superstar. Anything you want to say about it, I'll come for it. Your wannabe Caleb Williams, 6'10" center, should focus on painting his nails and not playing basketball, because he's holding your franchise back more than any player ever has in any NBA team in history. Yeah, I can go on for days. I'll go on for days about it. Yes, the Celtics are the front runners for the East. They won't beat anybody in the West, and I'll say it here now. They can steal 1 or 2 games maybe, but they're not winning a series against them. But the Celtics are the head and shoulders best option to come out of the East. Clip it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically in agreement. It's not even a hot take. You look at the Pistons, right? Like, they've kind of fallen as of recently. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They were comfortably up. I think it was by like 6 games. Now the Celtics are only 2.5 games back from them. The Celtics have won 8 of their last 10. They have the best points per game versus opponents' points per game allowed, so they have the best differential in the entire East. So there's that as well. Their defense is outstanding. They have an amazing coach. Their team is just like prepared. Like I really don't even think it's that hot of a take. I think the Celtics are very clearly the best in the East. They're already the 2 seed, so even if you want to go by record, the only team better than their record is the Pistons. And by the way it looks, given that the Pistons are on a 4-game losing streak, not for long. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, I agree. The Celtics team is the best team in the East. I think that Tatum coming back is probably a positive, just like we just because we don't really know how it's going to shape.
It's familiarity is what it is.
Yeah, how it's going to shake out in the playoffs, I don't know. But I mean, it's good that he came back this early somewhat, because that means that the team gets a chance to kind of like get back into the swing of, oh, Jason Tatum's here now. We need to like adapt and remember how this works. And I mean, like, although his shot diet is terrible, he's looked pretty decent. The only thing that he's really lost is like his vertical is a lot worse and his speed. But I mean, we kind of expected that. But outside of that, I mean, he's still a very smart player, very, very capable shooter, all the things. So, yeah, I mean, as far as this is concerned, yeah, to me, I think the Celtics are probably already the favorite out of the East. This kind of just solidifies it for me that the Celtics are the best team in the East right now.
And as we're kind of talking about the East, I just want to give a shout out to 2 absolutely mediocre bubble teams that are on insane win streaks right now. The Heat have won their last 5, and the Hawks have won their last 6. These teams are getting hot at the right time to make a push. It's really unfortunate that one of them's going to do that and then just get absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, but staying with Boston, like, because we do have to nitpick with this kind of stuff, and again, we've all said, Detroit is a flawed team. Cade's with the shot diet, like Justin mentioned, and then outside of Cade being the primary ball handler and shot creator for the team, there's not really much else. Yes, you got Jaren Duren, who's an absolute dog. I love him, but outside of them, it's eh. With Boston, and this is no hate towards Boston, but when we have to nitpick, we just have to nitpick, right? Tatum looked. What moved me was not necessarily the first game, because it was against Dallas. Dallas isn't a great team, we all understand that. It was more against Cleveland. Tatum was 6 of 16. He had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 1 turnover. But all in all, like, the rust is going to shake off. I think that those shots are eventually going to go in. But Tatum's skill set is being able to, again, be, the playmaker. He's able to rebound well. He's defending at a decent rate, specifically against that Cavs team. Mind you, the Cavs were, I think, out Mobley and Allen. But where I have reservations, and I want to wait, obviously, until playoff time, is how he goes against these front courts. Because, yes, the East, I agree, Justin, the East will not win a series against the West whatsoever. However, Boston's biggest weakness is their rebounding and their front court. And now that another story to come out of that game, Nikola Vucevic is now hurt and is going to be out for a significant time. Tatum is going to have to come in, and Luka Garza is going to have to come in and supplement those minutes of Vooch being out. So now it bears in the question, is Tatum going to be able to withstand some of the physicality that, even though, again, the Eastern Conference is flawed, the top 4 teams in the East, their front courts are really good. Regardless of, like, I'm low on Cat as well, Justin. Absolutely. That paint, the fingernails or whatever. Mitchell Robinson, great physicality, offensive rebounding guy. Cleveland, yes, Mobley is soft. Jared Allen is somewhat soft, but they give vertical spacing, space out the floor. And then Detroit, Beef Stew and Jaren Duren are physical nightmares for anybody. So how does Tatum withstand the physicality of these other teams and with his injury? I don't know. That's the only thing that's putting me at pumping the brakes on Boston again. And I have to nitpick because that's just how it is. That's how close this East is.
Well, my thing is, I think the way you go about it is, you know how last year when they ran it, it was Brown was the 3 and Tatum was the 4, or Brown was the 2
Yeah.
and Tatum was the 3. They have to treat it the exact opposite way. Brown's going to have to be the undersized, bigger player, and Tatum's going to have to be the 2 or the 3 in that instance, because Brown's going to have to play more physical to avoid and almost protect Tatum, especially with him not on a minutes restriction.
Fair.
Yeah, well, and one thing I think that is kind of interesting about Tatum is that it almost feels like now that he might have lost a step a little bit with speed and verticality, that he's playing more careful. Like Jason Tatum is not doing many turnover worthy plays. He's being very, very, very careful with how.
Which I love, by the way. I love that, by the way.
I actually think that could be a plus that comes from this is he's now going to adapt and his game is going to become a lot more just careful in general. And maybe some people will say, well, now he won't take as many chances as he used to, but I mean that can be a good thing. And as far as it has been so far, yeah, the shot diet isn't great. But listen, he's only got one turnover, right? Against the Cavaliers, and that's in 27 minutes of play. You're only giving me one turnover in that much, then yeah, I'll take that for sure. That's fine. If you want to be a little bit less risky, but you're not turning the ball over, that's a trade I'm willing to make if I'm the Celtics, and that definitely worked, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, all in all, I think we bring good points. I think the favorites probably should be with Boston. But again, I just have there's obviously reservations with a lot of the teams in the East, and every team has the flaw. It's just when I look at Boston, they probably have the least flaws, but ultimately might have the biggest because the injury with Tatum is that how is he going to withstand a lot of the physical bigs and front courts in the East that basically all the top 4 teams have outside of Boston have predicated themselves in being, that's their identity, is being more physical branded basketball. So all in all, Boston, congratulations to you, Tatum, and hopefully you have a good second half. It looks like to me with the Tatum stuff, like ultimately it could go either one of two ways, and I saw this with the OKC fans do it with J-Dub. Is that we all remember OKC went 22-1, and as soon as Jalen Williams, J-Dub, sorry, came back, they started losing games, and they all pointed the finger at J-Dub. If Boston through these next several games, again, they just played Cleveland, they have San Antonio, they have Detroit, they have the Timberwolves. If they end up losing games, I don't want the media to be like, yep, Tatum's the problem. He's back in the lineup. We're losing games with him now. It's like, that's going to be so disgusting, and it's going to be so upsetting to see.
I mean, the thing is, you already know it's coming because it's already been set up that way, right? It's like, well, all of us, including us three, have questioned the validity of a Celtics lineup that includes a Tatum just coming back from injury and whether or not that might hurt the chemistry. And so if they start losing, that is going to be the go-to narrative, guaranteed, 100%.
Yeah.
So I as far as that's concerned, I think Tatum's just going to have to kind of be ready for that. It is kind of nasty to say to a player that's just coming back from injury that he needs to just be better as a narrative. Like I said, as far as the Celtics are concerned, they're probably a lock for a top 5 seed, even if they really, really, really stumble, right? So at this point, just get right. Get ready, get all the chemistry together, all those things together. I don't really care about anything else until the playoffs. I think the Celtics will be fine either way, and I'm not really going to be overly scrutinizing, oh, well, Tatum's not doing this and this until the playoffs happen.
That's fair. And Justin actually mentioned one of the two of the other teams that I did want to talk about in the Eastern Conference. But we'll start off with the less, technically, I guess the quote unquote more hotter team in the Miami Heat. And it's very again, if you guys have watched this podcast, if you guys have heard myself and Justin and a little bit of retro, is the Kel'el Ware minutes. And basically walking double-double, shoots corner threes. He's a good rim protector. Khalil Ware had a fucking game of his life the other day. I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was like 16 or 17 points, 12 rebounds, 7 stocks, meaning that he had, I believe, like 5 steals and like 3 blocks or something like that. He was very, very close to a 5x5. And in this 5-game win streak, they played Detroit, beat Detroit. They played the Hornets, who have been fantastic offensively, outgunned them. They beat the Nets twice, and the Nets aren't, shit. But they also beat the Rockets too. And the Rockets, as of late, have been a good team. And their schedule looks rather light through these next, 5 or 6 games. And at the bottom of the East, this could easily be encompassing the Hornets as well. I see them, and I see Charlotte being possibly a 5 and a 6 seed because, like you said, Toronto had that bad game skid. The Sixers completely fell off a cliff because they're heavily dependent on Embiid. Maxi's out. VJ Edge comes out. Could this be where the Eastern play-in teams are just no more the standard of Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, and is this just now the new Eastern play-in teams? What do we think, Retro?
Yeah. Well, so the first thing is that so you got to keep in mind the 10 seed Hornets are 5 games back from the 5 seed Raptors. It is absolutely possible for the Hornets to just go on a super heater and just steal a 6 or 7 seed type of thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the Heat are concerned, the Heat have won their last 5 games. They're actually 8-2 over their last 10. They're the only team as hot as the Celtics have been. And as far as the Heat are concerned, as the 7 seed, they're only 1 game back from the Raptors. I could easily see the Heat ending up even taking the Raptors 5 seed. The Heat have been on a heater lately. I think the big thing for them, I agree with you, is Khalil Ware minutes. That guy is absolutely cracked. He is the best center on their team. I don't care what people have to say. 100% he's the best center on their team. He's so efficient in minutes. If they would just give him more time on the court, they'd be able to do well. So for me, I would say for me, I would say the key for them is to have Khalil Ware on the court as much as you possibly can. I absolutely think the Heat and Hornets can both make moves. I think the Hornets easily can make a move up into that spot if they just continue to play as good on the offensive end as they have. I get that they've lost their last 2, but I still think, and I said this before, that the way they play is so dynamic that on any given night they can be the best offense in the league if they have to be. So I feel like the Heat, or I almost think, are a guarantee to make another big move up into the top 6 or 5. But I think the Hornets could 100% kind of go into that 7 range.
Yeah, and before you go, Justin, with the Hornets, just because you said number 1 offense in any given night, since January 1st, the start of 2026, your Charlotte Hornets is the number 1 offense in the NBA. So
that's what I'm saying. They're just dynamic, man.
They're very dynamic. Justin,
I think this team finishes as the 5 seed. They're 5 games back of the 5 seed right now, and every team above them is, outside of what? Outside of Miami and the Hawks going on this win streak that we know won't continue, the Raptors are slipping. Magic are slipping. Magic are on a 4-game win streak right now, 7 of their last 10. So their last 10, they kind of put it together. Worse shit. The Heat are 8-2 in their last 10. Won't continue because they won't continue to play Khalil the correct amount of minutes. We already know this because they invest way too much in Bam. The Sixers are skidding because they decided to make Joel Embiid the focal point of the offense, and it was working really well when they had Maxey and Edgecombe doing their thing. The Hawks just suck.
Yeah.
And the Hornets are next.
Yeah.
So it's as far as I'm concerned, there is no team outside of the top 10 that will make a run because, that's just Milwaukee, Chicago, the Nets, the Wizards, the Pacers. Sorry, not sorry.
We all in tank mode right now, bro.
Yeah, right. Anyway, the Chicago Bulls, known best team throughout the first 6 games of a year.
They were, by the way. They were.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful.
Yeah, no, as far as Charlotte goes, I mean, I feel like I was the only guy high on this team going into the year. I really thought that this team could put it together. I'm still, again, I'll say it every week. I don't care how good he plays every week. Brandon Miller is a problem. Brandon Miller is a problem. Your offense is way more efficient without him. His shot diet is actually the worst in the NBA. This man thinks he's Jason Tatum. This man isn't even worth. This guy isn't even worth the great value label of Jason Tatum. This man is the Huan Dong version of Jason Tatum. This guy would be the greatest player on the Shiloh Sharks, I swear to God. But it's just, yeah, no, Charlotte's been hot, led by their leader, most valuable player, Miles Bridges. Not their best player, led by their leader, their locker room veteran. I can't say it enough. Khan has clicked great. LaMelo looks great. It's great. Who thought that these two rookies between Khan and Kalkbrenner not filling the stat sheet the way he is, but he's giving you the best minutes a rookie can as a big center in this league right now. And this team is on trajectory for something special in the next 5 to 7 years. They'll be something. They're going to compete. Every other team is going to get weaker, especially if we head for this so-called lockout. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. I am, because obviously we've talked about Charlotte on here before, Justin. I'm to a point where I think they can honestly beat one of the top 2 seeds in the East in a playoff series. I truly believe so.
We know which one you're talking about. We know which one you're talking about.
No, I think they can push Detroit.
I think they can beat every team above them except Boston. I really do. I really do.
I'm almost in the same boat. I'm not gonna lie.
There's not almost. By the way, what other podcast do you know that glazes the Hornets and Jazz more than we do?
Dude, and listen, the Hornets is starting to pay off. Wait until the Jazz pays off. It's coming. It's gonna happen.
I might join. I might throw around another team in there if they get rid of Sir BBW, man. I think the Pelicans could be in that boat as well. They're young.
Yeah,
they have a decent young. No. Their young core is decent.
No. And here's why I say it this way. You blew it. You blew your chance. You were supposed to go full rebuild. You could have gotten so many assets for your 2 actually good players. You could have built around Derek Queen. You could have traded up and gotten a great pick this year, potentially a top 3 pick, which you're already going to be in contention for. So that means you could have traded them to potentially get into another spot that could have got into a higher lottery spot. That means you could have had 2 top 10 picks potentially. This team had a shot to do it. They had such a fucking shot to go on an absolute rebuild that nobody would have saw coming, and they blew it. So now you're going to let these guys sit under contract, or they're going to sit and finish the contract, and they're going to go sign with a contender because, let's be real, everybody wants to win a ring, and you're not winning a ring in New Orleans. It's just not happening. They can play as good as they want to. They're not winning a ring. They're in the West. It's too hard. It's not happening. So you had your shot at a rebuild. You had your shot at the future, and you blew it. You fucking blew it.
Speaking of the West, this team that unfortunately has been on a skid, and it's hard to fucking watch this team, dog. The fact that they're losing some of the games that they are. The Denver Nuggets.
Fucking great. No, Jules, it's fucking great, actually.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
For being the team sitting directly below them, it's pretty fucking great.
They ultimately, if you guys watched the game tonight, they lost by the MVP of this league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, hitting that clutch shot against Christian Braun.
Who's your daddy?
And who's your daddy? Who's the only person who had him as the best player in the NBA? Me, mind you. So I'm giving that respect to where it's due.
Jokic is still the best player in the league.
Jokic also outperformed Shai, but that's neither here nor there.
Jokic has significantly worse help than Shea does.
Anyways, they lost again.
Defend your stance. If you want to make that face, defend your stance. He has significantly worse help than Shea because half of his help is injured.
Half of his. So Jamal Murray's hurt. Who's averaging 25, 8, and 5?
Oh no.
Oh no. Who's averaging 25, 8, and 5 on the Thunder outside of Shea?
Doesn't matter when you have 3 or 4 guys putting up like 16. It doesn't matter. Your 25 gets erased immediately when 3 guys are putting up.
Aaron Gordon doesn't put up 20. Doesn't he have the second most efficient 50 points per game in NBA history? Right behind his other guy, Jamal Murray.
Has Aaron Gordon been healthy?
Yes, he has.
Oh, he's been healthy the whole year.
No. The Thunder have had more. The Thunder have more injuries, significantly more injuries.
The Thunder have more day-to-day injuries. Gordon was out for significant time.
Oh, I do think that Denver has had more impact injuries, but saying that there's less help is crazy.
You're also talking about less help. I'm talking about less help in the stance of less help. You're talking about less help in the generation of stats. I'm talking about there's significantly better team defense being played. There's significantly better team offense being played. Cool, individual effort is great. That's why Jokic is the best player in the world. But individual effort only gets you so fucking far.
Individual effort? What do you mean by that?
How many times does Jokic have to get the backpack straps out?
Not that much when Jamal Murray's leading him to a 10-6 record without him.
Oh, God, so he gets to drop one of the shoulders a couple games a week and then pick it back up when it doesn't happen.
Funny enough you say backpack. It's funny when Aaron Gordon is on the floor, he's impacting that defense way better than Jokic is.
Yeah, but again, you're talking about Jokic, who's not a significantly good defender, Jamal Murray, who's not a significantly good defender. So it's anchored by Aaron Gordon, Watson when he's there. When he's there. It's the issue of it's the rotating 2, 3, 4 combo players that keep getting hurt. If this team was healthy, it's a different story. If Cam and Watson and Gordon were all healthy at the same time, God forbid that ever happened, the league would be in shambles. But I'm talking about our new version of Zaza Pachulia, with Asian Duke Dennis. They're the deepest bench in the league. Like, Shea has more help. It's significant help. Their depth, do me a favor. I want you to go and look at what the 8th man on each bench is doing and tell me that there's not more help for the Thunder versus the Nuggets. That's what I'm kind of saying. The Thunder are 8 to 10 men deep. The Nuggets are rotating 7 guys. Like, it's the significant production from these players. I mean, fuck. Hartenstein's out right now. Asian Duke Dennis is stepping up and filling the role fucking beautifully. He looks like fucking Scotty Barnes playing center for Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he filled the role. He's doing his job. That's the thing. They have a next man up mentality where the Nuggets, if they have to plug and play, they're fucked.
So the 8th man technically on the Nuggets is Tim Hardaway. He's averaging 14, and he's a good 3-point shooter.
And he fucking went off. He went off tonight off the bench. I'll give you credit where credit's due. If you want to evaluate tonight, that motherfucker went off tonight. He was letting that thing fly.
I agree, absolutely. So technically, the 8th man, quote unquote, on the Thunder, if you want to argue either Isaiah Joe or Aaron Wiggins, they're both averaging 10 points on. I mean, you can say Isaiah Joe's been a little bit,
but that's
more
what I'm
valuable.
saying is when you get into that depth from like that 7 to 10 spot, it's just like it's different numbers wise. Like points might not be the same. But impact is completely different. They're either two-way players that do their job when they have the ball. They play lockdown. It's the depth. It is significantly easier for the Thunder to do what they're doing versus what the Nuggets are doing because they can keep players fresh for way longer because they can rotate. I just said there might be significantly more name power to Denver, but as far as impact goes, it's the Thunder all day, and I don't think it's close.
Retro, what do you think?
I mean, listen, I don't really have like a stake in this conversation. I think that I said it before that I think Jokic is the best player in the world. I still do. In terms of help, I think both of these teams have tons of help. I think that both of these teams are massively at a disadvantage when their best player leaves. I kind of see where both of you are coming from. The way that I see it is honestly just that I think their help is almost exactly the same in terms of actual value. Like I don't know. I think it's like so similar that it's not even worth talking about personally.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way I view it. I think it's very close.
I think it's very fair. Next, I guess the next team that has kind of caught in fire as of late, the Timberwolves, and I found this rather interesting stat, and I wanted to get your guys' thing on it because I do think Anthony Edwards is great. It's fantastic, but obviously Minnesota is flawed. Point guard, we can drive that till the brakes fall off, that kind of stuff. When Sir Anthony Edwards scores 30. Their record is I believe.
I'm sorry, when you said that, my brain went immediately to Sir Anthony Dominguez, and it was just it was out the window from there. I'm like, all right, it's over. Jules wants to talk baseball. Speaking of, the U.S. is putting belt to ass to Mexico tonight. By the way,
facts. Facts. So since Anthony Edwards scores 30, their record is, I believe, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. I should have. I think it was like 15-14, something like that. When he scores anything less than that, their record is significantly better. It's like 20 to like 5 or something.
Oh,
like
it's the Jokic thing. It's the Jokic.
It's the Jokic.
So, in other words, what I just heard is when Ant facilitates the ball.
Yep, it's the Jokic thing.
So what you're telling me is, hold on, this might be a crazy concept for anyone to understand. When you move the basketball around, you play better? Passing is the key to scoring? My God, it's like that's how that works. Only Kobe Bryant understand that. He might have more champions.
Jalen Brunson isn't a player that works in the playoffs because he doesn't pass the ball enough.
Jalen Brunson. Bum.
So why I bring that up, again, you bring up a good point. It's fully emphasizing they do need a floor general type of player in the offs, while Anthony Edwards is a superb scorer and does a lot of things well for that team that is valuable. Minnesota, even now, is a third seed. I think is still a player away, and again, we can emphasize that home. But my question is more in the playoffs. What do you think teams will do against the Minnesota Timberwolves? Because they are a really good three-point shooting team outside of Anthony Edwards. They do have the defense with Rudy Gobert. What is outside the point guard, outside of the obvious answer that is on the door? Justin, how would you try to play the Minnesota Timberwolves in a half-court set in a playoff set?
I've already thought about this, and I have a really interesting theory, and I know nobody's going to get behind it, but how do you stop Giannis in a half-court set?
Build the wall.
You build a wall.
Well,
I think the best way for them to stop Minnesota is to make Ant beat you from the outside. Once he creates penetration and collapses a defense, this team looks lost. If he can have his way and he can shoot from the outside and drive through to where you have to sag off, because let's be real, the man's first step is unbelievable. He makes that little hesitation cross and he's gone. He's athletic as shit. He's quick as shit off the ball. I think you have to play the live and die by the three with Anthony Edwards. I really do. The rest of his team, not great shooting. Not great shooters by any means. If you make Ant If you make Ant have to facilitate and they start hitting shots, so be it. But once it comes to half-court sets, he's going to want to slow it down. He's going to break his guy down, get that high pick from Gobert, and they're going to look for the pick and roll. If you sink and make them beat you from the outside, they're not going to beat you from the outside. They're simply not. Randall is a okay three-point shooter. He's not fucking great. Anyone that says he's great is lying. Gobert can't shoot from outside of 4 feet. So it's like, it's one of those situations is I think you have to play the live and die by the 3-ball game against Minnesota. And I think that's the only way that you do it. Either that or you run, and this is going to sound insane because it's the NBA, but you guys remember playing basketball growing up? You guys know what a box and one is?
Yeah.
Play a box and one on Anthony Edwards and let somebody chase and have zone helpers around you for when he tries to get by. Either that or you just bring Matthew Dellavedova out of fucking retirement and let him go hack the shit out of him for 40 minutes.
W.
But no, like you said, I mean, beating a dead horse with Minnesota, they need a point guard. I mean, there's got to be some sort of facilitator that's sitting in free agency or something that you can go sign to a small contract that can just bring the ball up the floor and run the offense better than Mike Conley. It's not that hard. Mike Conley is so past due for getting a pink slip, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch. This team could, like you said, this team could be so fucking good if they had a facilitator, if they had a two-way point guard. This team could be so good.
And I will say,
they don't prioritize it. If they don't prioritize it and do something this offseason to get it, maybe like not extending a guy who actually hasn't really put up the numbers worth the contract instead of trading that guy for a facilitator, instead of keeping a backup center that actually really hasn't done much. He went off in a contract year, crazy enough. Sounds like Trevor Lawrence all over again, but I think they missed their window to trade their most valuable asset that isn't named Anthony Edwards, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite them. They needed a facilitating guard, and they just don't have that. They just don't have that.
Yeah. Metro.
I mean, I basically, it's kind of just parroting. Like, yeah, obviously they need a better facilitator. Ironically enough, it just made me think the number one thing that they could have is a prime Lonzo Ball. Shout out Lonzo, man. That low key would be the perfect piece.
But my dumbass was thinking Pablo Pregoni.
Oh, but there you go.
Pablo Prigioni. Shout out.
Yeah.
Number one glue guy, bro. But like, as far as stopping Minnesota, I basically agree. Funnily enough, like Ant is shooting really well from outside this year, and Julius Randle, I don't know, he might lock in. He did last playoffs. I don't know, he might. But like overall, I agree. This team really can't shoot that well from three. And the last thing you want to do is give Anthony Edwards basically an open lane to just slam it on your head every single possession. So yeah, I mean, you build the wall. I mean, it's what you do what you can, right?
Can I ask a hell of a dumb question?
Yeah.
Why doesn't this team just sign CP3 to a veteran minimum for the rest of the year?
I wouldn't hate that at all, honestly.
Like, I don't understand. I really don't. You need a point guard who facilitates the ball, commands an offense, and runs really good half-court sets. Can anyone think of a guy who's done that for like the second half of his career with better players around him and taken a backseat role but still been a leader? Maybe carried a team that didn't belong in the finals to a finals.
And
like,
Jules, then we compare Kyle Lowry and Rudy Gobert.
You're damn right.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. No. You bring up a good point. You bring a good point.
The writing is on the fucking wall. Like, I don't understand. This man gets traded and waived, and he's just sitting at home. He's still in basketball shape. You know he is. Just because he didn't look good in Unk Ball, just because he didn't look good in... There's no way. There's no way that this is, like, such a far-fetched concept. It's a half-court set point guard who can shoot a good mid-range, a decent three-ball, and can set up players. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I basically, What all I was gonna say is I think I basically agree. You build a wall, you try to make them beat you from outside. It's the same thing with Giannis. The thing about Ant is Ant's gonna get his, right? And Giannis is gonna get his. But if the best thing that you can do is just try to like prevent as much slashing as possible, because Ant first and foremost is a dog as a slasher. The best thing that you can do is try to prevent him from doing that and just see what happens.
It's the old saying, you can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him.
Right, and the other thing is, Ant this year is shooting the lowest free throw percentage that he's shot since 22. So as far as I'm concerned, like, even then, if he does get some slashes in the paint and you do the hack a Shaq type strategy, you just try to foul him. He's shooting lower in free throw than he typically does.
Treat him like the Pistons treated his dad in the 90s. If you foul him hard enough, he's gonna stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean, basically that. Like, because there's not much else you can really do. He's going to get his. But I agree with you. You put up a wall and you pray. That's that. You put up a wall, you pray, and you fail. Yep. And that's basically all you can do.
Yeah,
and I think Ant's whistle really isn't that good. Like, the refs do not give him calls.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. The Timberwolves are an interesting team, but if we talk about the Eastern playoff play-in teams and talk about them Western ones as well, and I trust me, we will not talk about your team, Justin.
No, we can talk. No, we should talk about it.
Okay,
let's talk.
Do you want? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
go ahead. We can talk about it.
Let's talk about how when Jalen Green is the superstar on the floor. Let's talk about how we're still a 500 team. I feel like at this. At this point, like, it's insane to me to think that Booker is on and off the floor. Brooks is out for, at least another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe?
3 weeks or something, yeah.
If this team can just hold on going 500, there's nobody threatening really below us. We're 2 games back of the Nuggets and Lakers. Like, it's literally, I can't believe I'm saying this. Jalen Green, just keep us afloat. Just keep us afloat. If you keep us afloat and we come back,
Justin.
If you keep us afloat and we come back at full strength, there's no doubt in my mind the 5 seed is ours, and then that puts us against. It puts us against the Snake, and then we can show him why he shouldn't have left and why actually he should have left because we don't need you. It'd be the greatest fucking story to this season that it could be. We can win. Here's the thing. You know how I hate making the playoffs and winning 1 game. These guys do it for me all the fucking time. If we go win 1 series, I promise you, celebrate like Pat Bev. Take your jersey off, wave it around. We just won the title. That's literally how I feel. Go do the thing. You go knock KD out the playoffs and tell him, hey, congratulations, bye-bye, we don't need you, thank you, whatever. I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it.
As far as this is concerned, I think the Suns will be okay because contrary to all the hate that number 1 has gotten this year, he against the Hornets, for example, he's giving you 30 points on 10 assists. I mean, he's been extremely good as a playmaker and scorer.
Who knew putting him back in the 3-point contest would fix his efficiency problems?
I was going to say.
That's basically the only thing is efficiency, but outside of that, I mean, D-Book is still playing great. It was really funny in that Hornets game that he went 15 of 15 from the free throw line. So if there was a free throw contest, Devin Booker would definitely be involved.
Now, to stay on topic with it, whoever runs our team, because it changes every fucking year at this point, I really feel like our GM is just in and out the fucking door, whatever. Whoever ends up running this team at the end of the year, because we just don't keep front offices, whoever ends up running it, trade Jalen Green for 2 role players or a draft pick. We don't want him. We don't need him. I don't care. If we have Grayson, Collin, Booker, Brooks, Williams, Royce, Oso, I'll keep. You mean that guy that we fucking sent down? Yeah, great, cool.
No, I was actually I wanted to bring this up because this is a good point.
Because he's a dog in the fucking G League.
So in the Hornets game, we saw a certain Common Malawak have 20 minutes of playtime, and in that game,
It's crazy
He's
how
giving
that
you
works.
4 points.
It's
He's
crazy
giving
how
you
that works.
9 rebounds, and he's giving you 2 blocks on a plus 10. Why? Because he is a very, very effective rim deterrent. He's very effective. If you just put him under there, people do not want to try to rise up on that. It's just they just don't want to do that. And
On the other hand of that, Retro, I don't need him to play 20 minutes. I need him to give me 14 minutes, and that 14 minutes is for Mark Williams to go get water, get a breather, and come back. That's all I need him for.
That's fair. But I think all I'm saying is, in terms of him, I think he is a very efficient player. He can be very, very useful for the Suns moving forward.
I'm going to make a bold claim here, and Jules is going to be like, oh my God, you bought into your team, blah, 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 like I already wasn't bought into my team. We are head and shoulders the best team without a superstar in the NBA. Head and shoulders the best team without a superstar in the league.
Well, you would have to make the claim that you don't have a superstar, which I disagree with.
We don't have a superstar.
Yeah, I disagree.
We have a hometown hero. That's what we have.
Uno.
We have a community. We have a community pillar. That's what we have. We don't have a superstar. We have a star.
Community pillar / superstar.
He's a star. I want him to be as super can be. Fuck, I'll even give him the GOAT title before I give him the superstar title. But my God, we don't have a superstar.
I disagree. Shout out Colin Gillespie, though. He's very good at basketball.
Colin and Grayson have been doing the fucking thing this year. My God. Who needs the gray-haired Grayson Allen would go crazy?
I will always hate Grayson Allen because he is the dirtiest college player maybe ever, but shout out Colin Gillespie.
Christian Laettner.
Christian Laettner is extremely dirty. It's a hard competition, but Christian Laettner did stamp on a person.
I will say, for the Malawatch, at least, devil's advocate kind of argument, Mark Williams has been playing his healthiest year as of this year. He averages around it might be 46 games a year. Like, shout out to him for being able to be healthy and contribute to his team. But Mark Williams for the future might be the biggest question mark.
Yeah, no, I would have.
You don't get to give me question marks when I actually have the center I wanted as of. Oh yeah, when we wasted the first overall draft pick. Got it.
I don't know. I would have more faith in Malawak as like your future guy. Mark Williams for now.
Future, 5 years. Give me 5 years.
Yeah,
Mark, give me 5. Mark, give me 3 great years, 2 mediocre ones. Set him up for the future. I'll be fine.
Okay.
By that time, our team will be young enough and be able to compete because half of these motherfuckers that play in the West will be gone.
The other team that I think is going to be out of the play-in with your Phoenix Suns, the Clippers. Again, we've talked about Kawhi Clippers a lot. But Garland is finally back playing without a minutes restriction, and they're BTAing the Knicks as of right now.
Not moved.
I'm not moved either because the Knicks are frauds. But this still looks like if they weren't in the position that they put themselves in with the Chris Paul shit, this could be a very interesting team if they were actually a playoff team and not a play-in team. Because I don't think they can get shit out of if they are an ace seed against that Thunder team. They're getting mollywopped.
Yep.
I feel so extraordinarily bad for Kawhi Leonard. I just feel so bad for him. The Clippers are currently putting belt to the Knicks. And if you look at the score, and you look at the box score, Darius Garland's giving you 11, Brook Lopez giving you 10, Derek Jones giving you 10, and then Kawhi's giving you 24.
Jules, do me a favor. Lean back and do this for me real quick. Jules just showed you a jersey of the second best LA team out there. That is exactly what it is. The Clippers are the better LA team, and you can't change my mind.
They're not even a good team. They just have Kawhi.
No, they are a good team. The issue is the LA Lucas have way more problems than the Clippers do.
They do have Chris Dunn, though, so I'm kind of moved.
Get out.
Sure.
Nah, they have. So I am.
I do think if they didn't put themselves in that predicament in the beginning of the year, they would probably be a very interesting team to be talking about a little bit more. It just kind of sucks because like AC gonna get belted. You know what I mean?
Their coach said it best though. Once Derrick Jones Jr. comes back, we'll be fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, any given series, okay? You never
any
know.
given series. You never know. Maybe we'll see a surprise first round exit from the OKC Thunder, the fraud team.
There will be no Jamie Foxx. There will be no Jamie Foxx glaze on this podcast.
That would be singularly the single funniest thing to happen maybe in the history of everything ever.
I agree. I would genuinely cry.
I'm pushing Kawhi narratives till I die. You guys already know I'm a Kawhi stan. Trust me.
You could push some crazy all-time narratives if Kawhi was able to backpack. If he was able to backpack the MVP out of the first round, I don't even. Yeah.
It's not even that, but it's not even that big of a difference because you got the number 2 best player in the league playing against the number 3 best player in the league. So it's really not that big
I forgot you have him third. Shout out. I get one last thing before we do move on. It's not a game, but I've been cultivating. I've been just like captivating this, and it is about a team, but it's more about like the aspect of the double standards that we have for the NBA. Because in a game, specifically with the Clippers against the Spurs ended up beating that team in the Clippers, leading a 25-point comeback, and it was a tremendous second half by the Spurs team, a really good team. You guys know this is not to glaze San Antonio, but people give flack to Victor Wembanyama because he cried after that 25-point per game. And Justin, you brought it up a couple minutes ago about the Pat Bev taking off his jersey, getting emotional in a fucking play-in game. And people give him flack now because he's Patrick Beverley. We understand that. But in times in which players and athletes are emotional, regardless in sports, I've always been a predicator of please wear your heart on your sleeve because it makes you look human. It makes you look like us, like a fan, because you actually give a shit about when Justin, I think, explained it perfectly. You're playing for the team on the front, the name on the front, not on the back, when you start to show that. So is it okay to be emotional in sports? Is it okay to be humanized? And why do fans clown athletes when they show emotion? Is there reasons behind that? I open the floor. Anybody can answer.
I'm gonna take this for a spin here. As 3 males here, you can understand and kind of like resonate with what I'm about to say. As men, we're taught not to cry. We're taught to bury it. Be tougher. Doesn't matter. Be tougher. Doesn't matter. When a man breaks, that man's got nothing left to lose. What's the scariest fucking thing in the world? A man with nothing to lose. Go ahead. Clown the fucking alien. Clown the guy who has the best build, best talent set we've seen in a long time. Clown the guy who's 7'6" and can fucking dribble like Kyrie, shoot like Ray Allen. Please, clown the guy who has the frame of a big man who can dominate you in the paint and cross you and shoot over the top of you. Please, back this guy into a corner. Make him scarier than he already fucking is. Are you kidding me? Yes, let's go and rile the guy who hasn't even tapped his full potential yet. Are you kidding me? Are you guys fucking stupid? Go ahead, clown Wembanyama. And when he literally gets to go out with his little French accent that he has when he speaks English and say that he's your favorite player's favorite player in 5 years, you guys are fucked. Don't kick the hornet's nest. Don't play stupid games. Because right now what's happening is teams, fan bases, everything. You're playing the fuck around and find out game, and I don't need to be collateral damage on that end of it because my team plays the Spurs a lot. Do not kick the hornet's nest. This man went out this year after being injured, went and studied with greats, went and became a monk, went and did all these things to achieve inner peace and find the killer instinct. Do you want this dude to go next year and go to China and learn the way of the samurai and come back an absolute cold-blooded killer? Are you kidding me? Do not poke the bear, kick the hornet's nest. Do not talk about anything Victor Wembanyama. Please, I'm sorry, Jules, and you're going to hate me for saying this. Let the man crash and burn on his own. Don't feed the fucking fire. My God.
Yeah. Retro.
Yeah, I'll let a text speak for itself. When as soon as I saw this clip, I sent you guys a message. I said, Wemby crying after a regular season game told me all I need to know. I'm sold on him. The kid has passion. That is exactly what I saw. If you are crying after losing a playoff series, that's a very normal thing. It's very typical. Happens quite a bit. Crying after a big regular season win is the biggest green flag I might have ever seen in basketball. That's literally that. What that's doing is it's showing me that Wemby does care about the front of his jersey. He cares about his team and he cares about winning those games that they should not win. That matters to him. Leading a comeback like that was deep to him. That hit him in his soul. That's something you want to see for a player. He values the game of basketball. He takes it very seriously. I think after the game, he was like, that was some of the most fun basketball I've ever played. And that is what I think people forget this. Like, we need to zoom out at a super macro level. People forget basketball is about having fun. It's a game about having fun. Games are about having fun. And the best players are the ones that love doing it. And Wemby loves doing it. That's all this was showing, how much he loved to do it. I saw a lot of people talking about this on Twitter where they were like, well, there's a double standard. A lot of people were praising Wemby, and a lot of people said that Pat Bev, when he did it, he got clowned. The reason why Pat Bev got clowned is because everybody hates Pat Bev, because Pat Bev made everybody hate him, right? That's the difference. Wembanyama, it's not a double standard. Pat Bev, there's a million reasons to not like that guy. Wemby has been nothing but like...
I don't have any.
Well, I'm saying, and for Wemby, he's just been very charitable. Like, he's a nice guy. He doesn't really do anything to make other people mad. He reads books before games in the locker room. He's just a very, like, chill individual. And Wemby, like, giving his heart and soul to the game of basketball and crying after working his heart out to win a game, that to me just shows passion. All of us have, everybody watching that has played sports understands, like, even at the levels that we played at, none of us played anywhere near professionally, but even at the levels that we played at, you do cry if you win big games or if you lose big games, right? It's a human thing. And what Wemby was doing was he was just expressing his passion for basketball. That to me is the best thing you can do. I have nothing but, if I was a Spurs fan, Jules, like you, I am nothing but happy after seeing that clip. That tells me everything I need to know. That's my guy. He's committed.
And not only, again, this is not to make it like a Wemby and a Spurs thing, because I was talking about this specifically, the instance, because Retro, you brought up a good point. Like, people will lose a playoff series and they'll cry. My biggest thing with that was the Embiid stuff in 2019 when he got fucking game 7 by Kawhi in his grill, and everybody made memes about Embiid in the hallway, the infamous crying stuff and his ugly crying face. It's like, how would you like it on your floor if you just got game 7 in your grill and you lost by a lucky bounce? Again, I love Kawhi. On national yeah, like, how would that make you feel? That's fucked up. And that was the only time Joel Embiid ever made it to a second round, and that was 7 years ago. He hasn't been to the second round since.
I almost think that moment might have, like, when he got clowned on Twitter, because we know Embiid's on Twitter because he trolls on Twitter a lot. I almost think that moment might have been like something switched in his head. That's why he can't win in the playoffs, because it's like he thinks about it every time.
Yeah. My thing with it is Retro. You brought up a really good point. None of us have played at the professional level, and I'm sure at some point in your guys' life playing sports, you've heard a coach say, give everything to the game even if it gives you nothing back. And that's how it is for us. And some of these guys, if they don't go out and win championships, if they don't go on to become all-time greats, they played a game they love and it gave nothing back. You gave everything for it to give nothing back. This is what Wemby is showing right now, is he loves this game, and he's going to continue to do everything in his power to make sure that this game does give something back. He's going to do everything possible that he's going to go down as this all-time great, this multi-time champion. He's trying to do everything in his power. Guys that go out the door with, well, thanks for playing. Like, literally, it's as good as a carnival game, as a carny would look at you, thanks for playing, you didn't win anything. Like, it's great to see the emotion so young in his career. And like I said, like you brought it up, Embiid gets all the flack in the world for that. It's always how you bounce back. If you can fall down as many times as you want, it's how you bounce back. And he never has bounced back. He's not going to bounce back. It's just going to happen. When you get kicked, it's what are you going to do? And if Wemby's going to channel this, like I said, he's going to cry over a loss in a regular season game. These fans are going to clown him. The league is going to clown him. Analysts are going to clown him. Don't feed the fire, because this kid's fucking 20 years old and he's going to fucking come back and he's going to hurt somebody. He's gonna crush your franchise. He's going to crush your franchise. He's on your franchise. If he ever leaves, he'll come back and crush your franchise. Don't poke the bear.
And I was going to say, as well, another thing, because this is another example, and probably the most famous example, is I think one thing also about Wemby is, like, people don't see Wemby as, like, an emotional guy, right? Like, they don't see him as that. He's almost like a robot killer. And so when he does cry, it kind of breaks the facade for a second, reminds people he's human. Michael Jordan, one of the most famous memes of all time, is the crying Jordan face, right? And that came at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, when Michael Jordan cries multiple times during that Hall of Fame ceremony. People thought of Michael Jordan, his whole career, as just a robot killer. Like, that's what they saw him as. And so when Michael Jordan broke down crying at his Hall of Fame ceremony, being recognized for everything that he did for the game, that's another example. But, like, you know, and that's the thing. It shows you, even, like, the GOATs of the game get made fun of for crying. But, like, I think it's just important to remember, these guys are people. Like, at the end of the day, yes, they might be, like, robotic, like, killers in the game, and they've got that instinct, and yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, they're human beings, and they're gonna express their passion. That passion is present inside of every great player. Like for example, right, if you take Kobe, the whole Mamba mentality thing, just because there's, like, no viral things of him, like, crying or whatever, I guarantee you behind closed doors, yeah, for sure, every time he lost a tough series or he played his heart out, I guarantee you, the best players are the ones that cry. Every time, the best players are the ones that give you that kind of passion.
And notice how nobody brings up these guys crying when they win, like the joyous cries. No one ever brings it up. Jordan with the iconic photo with the titles and the cigar, where he's just there, or when he's sitting there hugging it and crying, or Kobe sitting in the shower with the Lakers jacket on, crying, like bawling his eyes out, like, we did it, knowing it was their second, their third, their fourth championship. Every time they're crying. No, the internet, the world we live in, sucks because people are fucking assholes. This guy cries at a beautiful moment. They're recognizing his career as the greatest of all time, and the Jordan face goes viral. Wemby taking the league by storm at 19. Oh, let's rattle his cage. Maybe it'll make him play worse. You got the wrong one. Don't, like I said, and if anything can come out of this podcast, I'll tell you this right now. I always joke and say that we don't give a fuck who's watching. If anyone's watching and hears this part of this podcast, it's a lot easier to be a nice person than it is to be a dick. Because if you want to spew this propaganda and shit about random people, you're going to do it about athletes, you're going to do it about your friends, you're going to do it about people you meet in public, it's a lot easier to be nice. Just don't be a fucking dick. Like, literally. The world would be such a fucking
Yeah,
better place if you weren't a dick.
Yeah, just to add on, from my side of things with the Wemby stuff, I think it's very refreshing we have somebody who does that because the other top guys in the game, right? We all like we have Jokic. We all goof around and say Jokic is the oversized horse jockey who cares about horse racing, but we clearly see he's an ultra competitive guy when you rattle his shit, literally. SGA cares about wearing that dumbass fucking fur coat that he did the other day. And he has this very stoic kind of thing behind him where he's like, I'm just yeah, so like Aura Farm, right? But there's been times within the season that like he will show emotion and everybody's like, what the hell? And then Giannis, again, the funny guy in the room who makes the corny jokes, who makes the the inappropriate jokes and all this kind of stuff. But when you piss him off, that's a whole different type of breed of Giannis where I like to see that Giannis. Wemby is becoming kind of an enculturated of like almost all three because Wemby has, he tells these jokes and they are funny, but it's just like, okay, they're kind of corny, like a Giannis. He is somewhat stoic in how he, carries himself. But he also has this like carefree kind of mentality. But when he gets on the court, again, you talk about it. It's like he has that passion, and he starts to cry, and he becomes this robot killer. But he cares about it, and like that's why I think he should be the next face of the league. And I'm glad that he's somewhat embracing it. But this conversation was more about sports in general, not just basketball, but obviously it was a big thing that came out. That I think when players, regardless of what you play, rather if you're a football player, you're a basketball player, you're a NASCAR driver, you're a horse jockey, I don't care. If you show emotion and you're wearing your heart on your sleeve, that makes me as a fan of whoever you are make you get liked a lot better. And you said it really well, Justin. It's easier to be a nice guy and commend that this person is human and you humanize their emotions and you recognize them as regular people, because one day you don't know, you could be sitting at a bar and one of these guys could be right next to you and you could chop it up and you'd be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, 15 years ago on a podcast I was shitting on you because you weren't able to shoot a three in a clutch moment. Yeah, so
and I was gonna say one last thing for me. I just want to remind people, it's another weird double standard we have. In Game 7 of the NBA Finals, when the Pacers are on the verge of making
I was just about to bring this up,
and Halliburton collapses, and he's crying because he knows his Achilles is cooked, and he knows he can't continue playing, no one made fun of him for that. Nobody. Everybody stood seldom. Everybody agreed. Tyrese Halliburton deserves all of the credit in the world, all of the prayers for his health, all of this stuff. And that's how it works with injuries. With injuries, it's fine if people cry because we can't touch on players getting hurt. Everybody wants those players to be better. But as soon as it's emotion outside of injury, then it's a problem immediately. Why? Why does it have to be just an injury when we can say, oh, I hope this player is better? But when they're crushed by a loss, then it's cool to make fun of them. I understand that an Achilles is an awful thing for sure, but take guys like Joel Embiid. Mental injuries can scar you even worse. Joel Embiid has been thinking about that being made fun of for that shot for the last 7 years. He's never going to get that out of his head. That's going to be there forever. Tyrese Halliburton, man, that Achilles, eventually it'll heal and eventually, hopefully, prayers up that he'll be better. But Joel Embiid's never going to get over that. So my thing is, if you understand as a fan not to make fun of a player when they're injured and crying, if you understand that, why make fun of them when they're crushed in a loss? Why is that fine? It just seems like a dumb double standard to me.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say that I was literally about to say if it's not Wemby, I want it to be Tyrese because Tyrese is another player, same definition as. This kid's worked his ass off to get here, being an undersized guard, doing everything he has, going from getting traded off of the team that drafted him to carrying a franchise to where he did. And this kid's worn his heart on his sleeve the entire fucking time.
Yep.
He's going to get the bad rep because of his father. That's not him. That you have to disassociate. So if anybody's a face of a league that wants to show human nature mixed with I'm a licensed killer on a basketball court, it's Tyrese and Wemby. Those are the two for me going forward that should be the faces. Not Tatum, not Luka. I'm over it. If you want a face and you want a fresh face that can resonate with people and also give you the best basketball ability, I think those are your two guys to bet on going forward.
Well, and I think even like in other sports we kind of see this too. Like, if you remember, one person that's getting a ton of buzz, even from outside the sport, I don't even know much about the sport. Jack Hughes has been everywhere recently. I've seen him all over my Twitter feed. I don't really know much about hockey, but you know why people love Jack Hughes? Because after America wins the medal, he's sitting there with like broken and chipped teeth. He's clearly got tears in his eyes. He's so emotional and he wears it on his sleeve. He's like, I'm so happy to be able to represent this country. So happy to just be here. Like, this is amazing. Like, and everybody is drawn as a fan to that kind of personality. That's the personality we want to watch. A person who loves the game and loves the reason why they're there. That's what we want to watch.
And that's the one thing people need to differentiate between a PR answer and somebody just being themselves. Yep. Because you can have somebody go out there with those tears in their eyes and they can just be like, yeah, man, it's great to represent this team, this country, this, that. You can hear it in their voice. Mm-hmm. That man was ready to baby ugly cry on television because he was so happy for what he did. Wemby gets caught by media on some dumb shit, ugly crying. Embiid gets caught ugly crying. Remember that these guys are fucking people too. This is their fucking livelihood.
Right.
This isn't your dumb ass going down to the YMCA playing 5-on-5 with Gary, who was on the 1986 NCAA championship team. These are guys that are playing at the highest level where it is make or break. This is their livelihood.
They quite literally, they gave their life.
You said you don't follow hockey. I want you to know, Jack Hughes, is all over the place for one, being the guy that led the U.S. and scores the game-winning gold medal. Two, for not only crushing Canada's dreams, but also dating their most famous person. True. Three, when they come back home, if you go find the video, go watch the first New Jersey game when they get back, and that place is fucking electric. Their barn was loud as fuck. USA, that game right there, it wasn't New Jersey versus whoever they played. It was just thank you, Jack. It's literally it was beautiful. Like, it's hard on the sleeve. Like, guys, you can go through your whole career again. Kevin Durant, you can go through your whole career being a robot and being an asshole about things, or you could take the time to work with these talents that are bona fide R words and actually grow the game.
Jabari Smith Jr.'s is now the slurp.
Like I said, you want to go down as a great and you want to do this, leave an impact. Not just on the floor, be that guy off the floor. It's not that fucking hard. You have all this knowledge that you can pass to these kids. If you say you did it and it shows you did it, it's up to them to apply it to their game. That's what it is. They have to apply the knowledge. You can do everything right and do it all right and give them all the knowledge and set them up. And, hey, this is what you should do in this situation. Oh, thanks, man. If he does it right, he does it right. If he does it wrong, it's on him. You did all you can do.
I'm before we move on, I just want to say, like, that was kind of off cusp, that topic. I've been like kind of pondering it for a little bit, so I'm glad that we were able to talk about it for like damn near 20 minutes because I didn't know how it was going to go. So I appreciate that you two were like mature about it and like that. Yeah, thank you for actually like talking about that because I think mental health regardless if it's somebody fucking crying or not, if it's so minuscule, like I think it's very important to talk about as a sports family. Because we're all still family at the end of the fucking day because we all like sports.
No, I'm glad you said that. Like I said, I didn't play anywhere near professional, bro, but I played football for 10 years. And when I won, like, my Little League championship, bro, I was ugly crying. 100%. No question. Like, it means something when you do that, man. You can feel it.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
It's like you said, Jules, mental health is a big issue, not just in everyone's human. You got to remember, everyone's human. At the end of the day, everyone has their battles, whether it's addiction, mental health, everything under the sun. Like, don't worry about if your life's in a shitty spot. You always have somebody. You have someone to lean on, and if you're having a problem, lean on those people. Call somebody, and if you're in one of those positions and you have a friend or a family member or somebody that you're close to that's going through it, give them a hug and tell them you love them, because I bet you that's going to go a fucking long way in their life. It might be a simple gesture from you, but even just knowing that somebody loves you, it changes somebody's mental. I promise you that.
And also, just to be clear, for anybody that might be going through something, it does not mean you are a worse person because you're going through it. It does not mean you're weak. It does not mean all of us go through all of us go through hell at some point in our lives.
Everyone has a dark day.
Yeah, no, you're not worse for it. And your loved ones, they will take care of you. All you have to do is reach out, and there's numbers for that as well, all that kind of stuff.
If you don't have anybody, pick up a phone and call that number, because your life is beautiful.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that, again, I appreciate you guys making that like a very mature
else almost get a little choked up there.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm glad, because again, I've been pondering that for a little bit, and it's just been on my mind. So I'm glad that I had two other people who share at least some sentiments of that in the viewership of like what has happened. So I appreciate that. But with now, we can kind of like change the mood. Yeah, Justin. Yeah. Do we have anything?
Yeah, kick it to me. God, you guys are something else. Kick it to me. All right. Oh, God. Yes. Me ill-prepared as always. Still cracked out 2 games in the time that we were filming this podcast, and probably the first 10 minutes of it, actually. Since we like to play the hypothetical duo game, I went away from hypotheticals this time. We can go back to that at some point, but first one up I got for you guys, same pick 3, cut 5. All-time duos.
Oh.
And I will say, some of these are random, some of these would be nasty.
Okay.
Okay. Heard.
First one up, Julius Erving and Tyrese Maxey.
That feels just out of left field in my brain.
It's very much so.
I guess they'd be fun athletically to watch. Like,
that would be fun. I would cut this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, some are random, some make sense, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
They've played. It's guys that have played for the team, and nobody's duplicated. I want to clarify that.
Yeah.
The second one up, this one's probably going to be a hard cut, and it's just because of one guy. Shaq and Paolo.
I see what you did there, but cut.
Yeah, I would cut that.
Bird and Tatum.
I would keep that. I'd like to see that. I know your feelings about Bird's narratives, but
it's I'm actually not even, because like Tatum. I mean, Bird's career is done. I already know what he is. Tatum is like, where does he go? Yeah, has a big ass question mark. So like, out of the 3, this is the most where I'm like, I don't know. I'm actually leaning towards keep. I'm with you, Retro.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to change. Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about question marks? This next one's going to rattle some cages, especially this other guy on the podcast. Rose and Jordan.
Cut.
I'm in.
Jules, that's just disrespectful, and you know it.
I'm in MVP and the GOAT.
It's no thought about it. Worst MVP ever.
Also, Retro, statistically, worst MVP in the last years.
Still MVP and
everyone will keep saying.
To me, that's just an easy keep, bro.
Keep slandering Poog, and I'll just continue to cry in the corner, and I won't call
that's
anyone.
Such a good backcourt, bro. Give me a break. That's an easy keep.
There's just way better duos from better franchises.
You don't know if there's going to be better duos. Justin Justin has taken people from every era. You could not have predicted a Tyrese Maxey and Dr. J duo.
Just wait till
Yeah,
we
but
get
we're
further.
not. Yeah, I'm saying that we're not keeping this. We're not.
Oh, hold on. If we did hypothetically keep it, how many people would we have left to choose from for our last keep?
3.
You have-
4.
4.
Okay, we would have to cut then, but very hard cut. And I wish you would have said this before.
Easiest cut ever. Thank you.
Shut up.
Brunson and Ewing.
Ew.
You know what? No, bro, I'm not I do agree for cut, but this is like their games.
The thought is there.
Yeah, the thought is there. Ewing,
they'll just score. That's all they do. Is just score.
No. Ewing's a good defensive. Stop. The downplay of Ewing is so irritating. I hate that.
Absolutely,
bro.
So the next
Jules,
one kind of
how
falls.
do they work together is the question. I don't think they work together.
The next one kind of falls into the same realm as the Jordan and Rose one, where it'd be a really good backcourt, but it's such a weird situation. It's Donovan Mitchell and Mark Price.
Gonna be lighting up the fucking gym, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Scoring 150 but giving up 170.
Like those two are like those two combinations of Rose and Jordan, and then Brunson and Price. Like it almost feels like it could do the same thing. They're gonna light you up, but I think the Chicago side of things would play better defense than this team. But this team would like Price and Mitchell would light you up.
Fuck. I want to keep fucking Ewing and Brunson.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have kept Jordan and Derrick Rose, and we wouldn't be in this situation.
No, hell no. I know Justin will never let me know.
Ewing. Brunson and Ewing is a nasty combination. No matter how much shit we give Jalen Brunson, that's a nasty combination.
It's not as good as Jordan and Rose.
I know.
So we're cutting and keeping the last two?
Yeah, I feel like we kind of have
cutting and keeping the last two? Okay. Yeah. It's very valid. Cut Irving and Maxey, cut Shaq and Paolo, cut Rose and Jordan, cut Brunson and Ewing, cut Mitchell and Price to keep Burton, Tatum, Luka and Kobe, and Wemby and Duncan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, calm.
Oh, let's keep Derrick Rose. Fuck off.
Derrick Rose and Michael Jordan are very close to Luka and Kobe, and I'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
I'm gonna argue.
I love how you tactically had to say that.
I would argue that Rose and Jordan are actually better because they'd actually facilitate and play defense.
I don't mind it. Kobe ain't passing the ball.
Kobe, very underrated defender for his career, but Luka doesn't play any. So
that's true. Yeah,
Kobe is a very underrated defender for his career.
I'm not going to argue Wemby and Duncan though. Wemby and Duncan as a front court would be
all right.
Wow.
So this one can be all bias, however you want to look at it. It's just going to be whatever. This is the best passers of all time. Be that with what you may.
Oh God. Okay.
Yes, that name. That name is on this list.
I know it
is. Jason Williams coming up makes me okay. Anyways,
maybe. Magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep that. Right? This is where this is going to get fun. Steve Nash.
He has a passer though.
Yeah, I mean he's a good playmaker. He's a great passer, obviously, but I feel like we can't do two keeps in a row, right? Like there's no way. There's just too many.
This might be a hard cut.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
CP3.
This is also a hard cut.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Jokic because Jokic is a keep for me.
Jason Kidd.
Also a cut.
Yeah, hard cut.
LeBron.
Again, pure passing versus playmaking are
here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I don't give a shit what three you keep on this list because they're all fucking phenomenal passers.
Yeah.
It's just pure passing versus playmaking is two different things, and
I would keep.
And in the late half of LeBron's career, that man was throwing some absolute fucking dimes. That's the only credit that man gets from.
Okay,
I think I would keep.
Jules, I'll keep on a conditional. I'll keep on the condition that we wait for Jokic no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay,
that's
done.
That's lovely for me. Jokic.
Okay, yeah, sick. Perfect. Yeah, cool. I'm good.
All right.
I'm good
so
with that.
You kept Magic, LeBron, and Jokic to cut Nash, CP3, Jason Kidd, John Stockton, and Jason Williams.
Sure.
See, and I want to be very clear about this. This is the only list John Stockton should be in the fucking conversation with. This is the only thing. As one of the best passers of all time, even though he's a low leverage guy, just makes entry passes. He has some very crisp, very smart passes. This is where his value is. Everywhere else, go fuck himself. John Stockton deserves to be here.
Hey, listen, I'm all for John Stockton respect, and I'm gonna take this as John Stockton respect.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Also, this is the only list LeBron deserves to be in. No other list.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This is the only list.
All right, history fact.
And maybe like biggest draft bust of all time. Anyways, continue.
History fact of the day, March 9th, 2026. Retrospect music says some fucked ass shit.
Literally.
Jesus Christ. No. To avoid using Wilt again, because he's in here again, 1961, 67 points over the Knicks in the Philly Civic Center. 1972, taking it back. Players on the White Sox vote 31-0 in favor of going on strike if necessary.
Wow.
MLB lockout.
If necessary.
Why were they trying to do that?
There were a lot of problems in the league at that point. It would take a whole nother hour to explain, to be honest with you.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough.
But that's what I got. I mean,
W.
This was like I said, if anyone catches the clips from this at all, this is probably the one podcast, if you don't watch our show, if you want to learn who we are as humans, this is probably who I would watch. Because this one we got into a little bit off topic and deep subject, and all three of us stand for the exact same thing. Even if you think that we're all idiots and we don't know ball like our title says, you'd be wrong. But at least you'd know that we're good humans outside of that. I mean, you guys just got to understand, life is more precious than anything. It doesn't matter what stature you hold in life. Just remember, every life is precious regardless of situation, status, circumstance, whatever it is. With that, like, comment, subscribe, follow Jules, Retro, and myself on TikTok. And for the love of God, if you have someone in your life you care about, tell them you love them.
We appreciate y'all too.
Yeah.
And with that, we're out, y'all. See you next week.